After leaving northern Florida, it was time to explore the mountains of Georgia. Our first stop was the Expedition Bigfoot Museum in Cherry Log, Georgia, curated by researcher Dave Becerra.
I grew up in South Florida in the 60s and 70s, and I grew up with Bigfoot or Florida skunk ape. It was on the news at night. It was in magazines, it was in the newspaper, it was on the radio. Everybody was talking about this hairy, giant gorilla thing that people were seeing in the state parks. Tourist buses were seeing it. So as I was growing up, my young, impressionable mind, it was just like an ape. And it was like a thing people were looking for. There was nothing funny about it. Nobody was laughing about it. Nobody was making fun about it. There wasn't a lot of doubt, tongue-in-cheek stuff. I just stayed with it as I was growing up and had the opportunity in 2010 to be an investigator with the BFRO and started interviewing my own witnesses. And it didn't take very long when you start interviewing witnesses to not only get super interested in it, but you start to take another look at it from a different angle. Anyway, we moved up here about 8 years ago, and this place really needed some kind of a family attraction. My wife and I are both giant fans of the old style Florida roadside attractions and family oriented things that were family friendly, not too scary. So we could just kind of put it all together. My wife and I started sketching out things, and before we knew it, we had like, oh my God, can we actually pull this off? We could pull off the music. And all my friends in my 50s were all now Bigfoot people and fellow investigators, so it wasn't that hard to start putting the lines out to try to get more stuff than I already had. So when we opened up in 2016, we had a lot of stuff, but over the past 4 years, we've continued to add to it. Now it's just full. I can't put anything else in here. When my wife and I first moved up here, we kind of thought that there wasn't a lot of action. There wasn't a lot of things going up in here because there was only like 1 or 2 reports up here. And then I got my first job and people started knowing I was a Bigfoot investigator. I had waitresses coming to me, oh, you're a Bigfoot investigator? Oh, let me tell you about my dad. I'm like, holy cow. And then this guy over here, this customer wants to come over and tell me about his Bigfoot story. So when we opened up this place, man, it started and they were coming from all over the place. And they were interrupting me when I'm trying to stain and paint, lay carpet and stuff. People were going to tell me about their totally unheard of before, unreported Bigfoot reports. And it has not even abated a little bit. Now they either call me, email me, or they come in here. And it's just astounding. There's so much open land up here, so many open hills and mountains. But we really stick to that 1%, probably less of the trails. The rest of it belongs to them. I've had reports telling me they run straight up an impossible embankment. You could maybe crawl over, and they'll just run right up it with very little effort. So they own 99.9% of the terrain up here. It's beautiful. It's open, but it's all hills and mountains. But you can go for miles without seeing a house. But there's trails and forest roads that intersect, which is where a lot of the sightings come from. But we stick to the ridges and the trails. And that doesn't take up a whole lot of the room up here. So it's beautiful up here. And the fact is, there does not seem to be any pattern. They just show up whenever, hang out for a week, and then they're gone. And then a year later, they're back again. And they're one end of the county, other than in the middle of the county. Really, and I've done it. I've had cameras out on greenways. I'll go on Google and find the bottleneck of the greenways of the river, and I'll set cameras all along there. And yeah, you get pretty good at setting up cameras, but you don't get anything. But you know they're there. They have to be using that. And yeah, there's just way more reports than we can. There isn't enough manpower to follow up on all of them. It's funny, you think there's only like maybe 1 out of 100 you ever hear. It's probably more like 1 out of 1,000, because all of the untyped up, unprepared Bigfoot reports that are out there, there's tons of them. Just what I know blows my mind. And I probably know maybe 5% of them instead of 1%. And I think if you open up a place like this in Tennessee or Kentucky or Michigan, it'd be the same thing. Anywhere where there's a good stretch of woods, people would finally have a place to safely go and tell their story. And then if, say, there was 20 of these throughout the United States in 10 years, once you started realizing how many sightings there are, you'd be going, wow, this is really weird. People really are seeing these things. They're not rare. They're white, brown, black, multicolored, hands one color, body the other color. Very thin, heavy built, like a muscular, with a neck, no neck, pointed head, round head, flat nose, a little more of a pointed nose. You realize that we're talking about a vast gene pool here. I couldn't tell one black bear from another black bear. I couldn't tell one deer from another deer. But these things, their description runs the gamut. Somehow, we're talking about a vast gene pool with all kinds. And some of that stuff's really difficult to explain conventionally. I think there's a lot more of those strange stories out there, but they're like, I'm not telling anybody. It's hard enough telling them I saw Bigfoot. Now I got to tell them that I saw it with glowing eyes, and it was hovering across the street, or it was there 1 second, I turned my eyes away and it was gone. And so I hear a lot of that stuff. So probably about 10% of the reports I get involve some of those stranger aspects, but I have no doubt that there's way more of them out there, but those people are even more reluctant to say something. And some of the things I've got in here, dude, I can't sleep. I'm just like, I want to figure this out like everybody wants to figure it out. And there's some nights I put my head down and I have to go, Dave, shut it off. Because I really think that trying to understand these things is like we're trying to navigate our way to Mars with the instructions to a toaster oven. The education that we were provided, public education, is not sufficient to figure these things out. When you get out of school, the learning really starts. And there's so many offshoots of this phenomenon, whether it be Dogman, UFOs, Mothman, other cryptids. It's all, I have no doubt in my mind, they're interrelated. I don't know exactly what the relationship is, but all these phenomenon are intertwined with each other. And the only common denominator is that we're in the dark about them. And that should raise some concerns with some people.
It's ruining my shot. Now the shot's on you. Now it's a Tatertron shot. Just kidding. He's a cryptid, get him!
What is happening to my body? Oh no!
Alright, so what we've been doing is we've got this disco ball thing on top of the car. Been goofing off up here, honestly. Haven't even set up camp yet. Hearing some coyotes going off, so I don't know, what else do we want to try?
We're gonna try this wood knock right here on this table while Alex fleers with the therm, or therms with the fleer, or whatever he's got. He's gonna scout around while we do a wood knock and see if we can get any more responses. There's something right here.
Yeah, that's it. Leave it.
What was that? I don't know. Eli, what do you think that was? What? It just could have been a lone coyote. I don't know, dude. That's what I'm thinking. I hate to be it, bad guy, but it could have been a coyote. It sounded weird, but I just feel like it was too. It was likely. It wasn't as yippy though, and usually if it. Yeah, but the thing was, we were hearing coyotes before we got out of the car, or when we got out of the car. And if it was a coyote, dude, they would have been all going off, not just one.
Well, it was the one, and they went off after, right? That's why I think it could have been a coyote locator call, because sometimes they get separated, they get lost, and they do a weird sound to find the rest of the pack.
I think tandem whoops would be pretty good to do.
Oh, Lord. It's game over.
We'll see if that brings in something. We started off with a bang. You kind of.
Eli, I found your knife.
Yeah, I put it there.
What'd you hear, man?
It sounded like the wood knock from the bat, but like a lot quieter. It's more like a. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But more hollow, like wood.
Weird.
I mean, there's a lot of dead wood and stuff, but anyway. Well, the plan is we just do that disco ball. So now we're gonna just watch a movie, just relax for a little bit, see if that brings anything in. If not, we're just having a good time.
We're gonna get high.
So here's the environment that we're in. We're basically up on a ridge. We're surrounded by little ravines on all sides. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hiking trails routes. The road in, we're just basically at a dead-end road here in the National Forest. So there's a lot of access points in, but what's kind of cool is looking down here, we've got these ravines all around us. One on this side, another one on that side over there, and that's a ridge right up here, so it ravines down that way. So hypothetically, I mean, with the tree cover, if you're standing up here and you got anything in the area, you should be able to see it with a thermal. We're gonna try out some stuff. Last night we kind of tried goofing off a little bit. You know, we were pretty tired. We watched Jurassic Park on the projector screen. See what we're gonna try tonight, but we have some ideas for some possibly interesting stuff. Beautiful view of the mountains out here.
cup going.
Brioche is good, man. Have to keep it all in there, but hey. So we're in the Chattahoochee National Forest. We had picked this spot last night. We just kind of really liked it. We drove up the road. Turns out, looking on the Bigfoot Mapping Project app, there's actually a sighting. So we're right down in this area. There's just woods all around us. And there happens to be a sighting up that's virtually 10 minutes up the road from where we were. All right, it looks like it's a Class A. Took place in 2001 near Cohutta Wilderness. They heard and saw something. They saw a creature 6.5 to 7 feet tall with huge broad chest, maybe 3 feet wide. One of my friends got scared and dove into the tent and made a bit of noise. Pretty interesting. There's a follow-up report by one of the BFR investigators, so cool to be able to use something like that. I just think it's funny that we picked a spot that's right down the road from Bigfoot sighting. If we're here seen once, maybe they'll be here again. I don't know. Either way, always cool to use a tool like the Bigfoot Mapping Project app, and I can check and see a lot of other reports in North Georgia. Combine that with stuff that we learned from local places like Expedition Bigfoot the Museum. I mean, it's a good recipe for maybe just getting lucky. I don't know. After breakfast, we decided to find a suitable area for a night investigation, so we decided to split up. Eli and I were taking different routes to cover as much ground as possible in our search. Just walking here along the ridge. Immediately what I notice, of course, we're here at the southern kind of end of the Appalachians, really where the mountains start here in North Georgia. Obviously, the Appalachian Trail starts fairly close to here, a little bit east of here, I believe. It obviously reminds me a lot of the Northeast. So I'm up there in New Hampshire and Maine, in that area. That is the northern parts of the Appalachians, so similarities are really abundant. To me, this kind of looks like a late fall, maybe a little bit right before the snow starts, because up there in the northern Appalachians, those peaks and those areas are covered with a lot more snow than here. I mean, there's virtually barely any snow around here, maybe just up at some of the higher elevations, but they really don't see as much snow down here in Georgia, not nearly as much as we do up north. So aside from that, I mean, very similar terrain conditions, tree cover, assuming, you know, a lot of the wildlife too is similar.
Alright, so I threw an orange at Tate's car. You know, we all make mistakes. And, you know, I feel kind of bad about it. You know, but anyways, going for a walk now. Alex is going the opposite direction. We're gonna scout out, look for a water source to see what is near us. Bigfoot sighting down the road there. I kind of have hope for the road that I'm on about something possibly being here, because we have this ridge up here. Oh look, some would say that's an X. You got this ridge here, right? And something could look down at you while you walk along this road. You also have the valley down here. So the whole layout kind of reminds me of the road down to Louse Camp. You could have something down there and something up there kind of paralleling you as you go through. Could be something, I don't know. It's fairly dense through here. I guess the problem I see is just noise. Just the leaf litter is pretty intense right now. Be hard to walk through and not make too much noise. I'm not making too much noise because I'm walking right on the path. But as soon as you get off it, you know, so maybe if it's windy, that could help disguise the noise, but we'll see. The wind seems to have calmed down.
I was told there's a lot of rhododendrons here, thick year round. Hiked here anytime recently, had a lot of tree damage and trees in the way of the trail. But I don't think this is a super popular hiking area. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a very popular hiking spot. Yeah, there's just a ton of debris here. Either a lot of storm damage or just not really a used area, so it doesn't get cleaned very often. Just trying to get a little bit lower. See if I can find the water source down there. I mean, this virtually isn't even really a trail anymore. I don't know if this is maybe an old logging road. It was kind of reclaimed. A lot of tree growth right in here, which is good, which means this isn't really a popular hiking spot. Yeah, my guess is this is probably an old road of some kind. Right here it sort of curves up that way. I just kind of cut through heading down. Looks like a little drizzle of rain coming in now, so that's fun. But there does seem to be a creek or a water source down that way.
It's begun to rain a little bit. I'm gonna keep pressing forward though. It's not like it's a drizzle, if that. It's really a sprinkle. I'm gonna keep going forward. I got my camera covered. GoPro can handle the wetness. So I'm gonna just keep going. See what's going on. Now this is what I'm talking about. Take a look. Extreme drop down, right? Mountains in the background. Super dense ridge up here. I don't know, this looks very promising to me. Look how dense it is. It's super thick in this area.
So it started raining pretty heavily as I was out there. Camera battery died. It wasn't really dry enough to find a spot to change the batteries, so I just kind of came right back to camp. We're still waiting on Eli. He's still out there. Hopefully he's not too wet. Eli, do you hear me? Do you copy?
Hey Eli, did you find anything yet?
Hey Jade, I found some pretty promising areas.
Okay, copy. You said you found some promising areas for tonight, possibly, but no water sources.
Yeah, hey, I found
A little tough to hear, but that's alright.
Alright, copy that.
What's going on, boys?
We are huddling for warmth.
Is that it? It's like the propane tank just died.
What's going on? Wow. Wow.
So tell me what's happening right now.
We're getting rained out and
Propane dead.
propane's dead.
We're about to start
we
a...
still have 2 propane tanks.
We do?
Yeah, dude. We bought 2 yesterday.
Our fire went out because it got rained out.
We're about to start a fire right here, actually.
Start a fire right here. We'll try. But yeah, it's been fun.
It's supposed to rain for the next 2 days. How does it make you feel?
Honestly, at night it's the worst. During the day, it's not so bad, I feel. Because I feel like you're just claustrophobic.
At night, yes, because we're huddled underneath this thing.
So
Yeah, guys, this is what it's like in the field, right?
hey, you know what? They said come out to the forest, they said. Help us film documentaries, they said. Be our driver, they said. It'd be fun.
Can't get it to focus.
That's proven to be a lie.
I think I should take a video too. So much fun. Forgot to have fun.
You gotta do a knock.
Not carry at all.
Oh, see, it's pouring rain. Let me get this camera out of the rain.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go.
Did it pick up again?
Yep. Truck tonight.
Seems that way.
Let's go take a look in the truck. So we gotta sit as much as we can back here tonight. But the problem is it's also raining. And the other thing is it's raining on here. Here's the sleeping quarters.
This is where I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, here's the thing, people. It looks spacious there now. Here's the problem. We gotta sleep too. There's 2 people in the front, and we gotta lay down. So both seats like that with someone right here. That's not very spacious. All I can say is I don't want to be the one back here.
Tate, you're gonna be the person back there. Just kidding, I am.
I'll sleep with it
There's
on my
2
lap.
backpacks, dude. It's like you can literally just put it right up here.
Nah, I'll sleep with it on my lap.
Okay, Tate.
I don't want my stuff getting ruined. Neither do you guys.
I'm not sleeping with it in my lap. I'm keeping it back here. I don't really give a shit. My backpack's waterproof.
Mine's not. Mine's falling apart inside. The rain's coming away. It's more a fire starter at this point than anything.
What's that?
I think it was just over here.
You get something thrown at us?
Did it sound like that?
Well, yeah, it was like something fell.
There's
Pretty
no.
loud. It was kind of loud. What would make a snap noise like that?
Well, it's not the fire.
I was gonna get like, is it the fire cracking?
No, there's no.
Maybe something fell out of a tree.
There's no tree above us. It was like right here.
But what did you hear? Did you see something?
It couldn't have been that. Like, it would have to been substantial giant water
But
thing
what did you hear?
like that.
Oh, maybe it was just water dripping off this. I thought it was out there further.
I did too.
Weird.
We're in a conundrum. If it wasn't raining, it wouldn't be so bad. But the fact is, it is raining and it is bad. So Eli,
I really think there's a way to
he's just smoking a pipe. Alex is on the therm and I'm sitting in a chair, stressing.
I don't think you should stress, man. I really don't think it's gonna be that bad. How can? I think you can fit as much as you can back here. It's just like one little 2 little backpacks.
I'm sleeping with the bag on my lap. That bag stays with me, thick and thin.
My folks always told me the funnier the better, but I just say the bigger the better. Better the bigger.
Since we can't really go squatching right now, the best thing to do is squatch from here.
Okay, I'll go out there.
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
What'd you hear?
Whoop!
It's like I caught the tail end of it.
You did hear that. What'd you hear?
I don't know. I just heard like a tail end of like a vocal of some kind.
Did you hear it, Eli?
Nope.
We heard a vocalization off in that direction. Did you really? Which way?
Maybe those dogs again.
The dogs are over that way though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Alright, I totally forgot I had this buddy up here. There it is again.
I didn't hear it this time.
I heard it pretty good over here. It was definitely like a whoop.
A whoop. You heard a...
You want to just go stand over there in here? And it's like...
Can we take... Do you have that jacket? We can... Hey, where's your raincoat? For the camera.
Super cloudy. We're like in a cloud right now. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this.
What were you hearing, Alex?
No, I mean it was extremely hard to tell. Just vocals of some kind, whoop-like, but I mean we're under the tent with water dripping on us, hat over our ears. It's hard to tell anything.
Why don't you do a whoop in that direction like what you heard?
Whoop!
I didn't hear it.
Dude, you hear that?
What'd you hear?
I heard a response.
And that way, I did hear it. Audio's garbage here right now.
Dude, I did that 3 streams.
From which direction did you hear? I heard it from down that way.
I think it was over to my right. I did those screams and I heard a ooh.
Doesn't help that we're under this freaking tent.
I heard that respond back.
Oh, can I see my jacket?
Me and Alex heard something over this way.
Yeah, it was like a howl.
This way.
Probably dogs.
I don't know. Well, that was I'm thinking what Alex and I heard might have been coyotes. Because that was the direction they were coming from earlier.
I heard something off that way.
Something off that way?
Yeah, it was like a woo, kind of a higher pitch, but not. And it was only one, and it wasn't yippy like a dog.
I don't know, that's kind of what Alex and I heard. That's pretty slow.
At this point, this is pretty lame, honestly. Well, it's like, this sucks because we can only do so much squatching. We can't really take all the cameras out without getting those freaking trashed. So, this is really lame. We're confined to this thing. We can only do so much. It's foggy too, so it's like it's going to be impossible to walk in the dark. That's how squatching goes. Usually when you get good action is when you get really bad weather.
You know, Hairy Man always called out to me, you know. Mothman saved my life once, you know. I didn't realize you were recording.
It's true misery.
Like even cooking food in this is going to be miserable.
Honestly, nah, probably not. It's gonna be good. Hungry boys, dude.
Skunk Cape headquarters down south in Florida. Oh, sorry.
Showing me the nutrition facts.
What are you doing? Oh God!
Take a bite. Take a bite. Take a bite.
All right. What are you doing? There's water there.
And the last step. Pineapple hot sauce burger. A little more in there. There you have it.
I want to say that looks delicious.
Just need a paper towel. I don't think you could get up there.
No, the battery's there.
Well, that's fine.
This is the life, guys.
How are we doing back there, Eli?
Good right now.
Surprised you're not sitting up for now.
I mean, camping like this is gonna be just a waste. But we can still salvage something. Instead of walking around with our gear, we can drive to various spots and then get out while the other person films from in the car and do calls.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. This sucks. We have so much gear, like it's impossible to like maneuver. Like one person sitting here is completely blocked out. I'm really hoping it just lets up. So, sit rep. It's bad. It's bad. We're getting rained out like crazy. I don't know, it just kind of sucks. We put the legwork in yesterday exploring this area. We droned around. We're hoping we were gonna walk some of these trails, but
You could tie it into like, I don't know.
Dude, it's the Sasquatch. They don't want us here.
everything's wet.
Chairs are wet. Pads are wet. Tents soaking wet.
Yeah. So
Backpacks and clothes
that's why
are
we
wet.
ended up sleeping in the cab last night, just soaking in the tent. So, I mean, even this thing soaked straight through last night. Everything under it was all wet, so firewood's all wet. North Georgia, the mountains are no joke, that's for sure. We did not come prepared for this, I will admit that. Coming out of Florida, you know.
Well, none of us thought it was going to be rainy like
Well, we didn't think it'd be this rainy. Like, we all have the minimal rain gear. We don't have the gear to stay 3 days in soaking rain, right? That's like a totally specialized set of gear and like pants and everything. So we just didn't come prepared for that. So, yeah, lesson learned, I guess. The misery.
It's just wet, dude.
Everything is wet. Pads are wet.
Alright, let's quit standing here. Let's just get this put up and go.
Alright, so I don't know what your plan is with the tent.
I don't know either. At this point, I don't care. I just want to leave it here.
Oh my god, dude. Just leave it.
Dude, it's picking up like every 2 minutes. What the hell? Down here too. Do you have room to sit in there or no?
Yeah,
You want to put your backpack up there?
I'm just gonna, no.
Here, if you
no,
trade
no.
spots.
Here's the
Don't worry
IR
about it, don't worry
charger.
about it. Oh, that's my cable, isn't
Okay,
it?
I gotta shut this
I
door.
got it in here, Eli. It's all good.
It's gonna get lost. Alright. It's lost.
We're gonna take the things out and we'll... Alright, let's see. Start with the bottoms here.
After packing up camp, we decided to explore the area by car, looking for a potentially drier campsite.
Now entered the twilight zone. Where are we at? We back up in the mountains?
We're back up in the mountains. We're near a waterfall. I'm gonna take my drone up.
So there was a short break in the rain here. We're about to get hit with more. It's really warm, but weird and foggy, and it's like an otherworldly kind of feeling up here.
So the situation has devolved into mostly despair. We're at a McDonald's right now to borrow their Wi-Fi and their electricity before we go attempt to try to set up these tarps out in the wilderness. I think Alex is taking a nap in the car. Tate is ordering something, and I'm just chilling here documenting, because that's what I do. But this rain really just like, we should have never left Florida. We should have never left Florida, because everything started tanking on the way into Georgia. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
So we're coming back. We're back up in the mountain. It's very wet. It's gonna be rough.
We're gonna try maybe a call here and see what happens.
It's too rainy.
Well, fortunately, we tried, but no cigar. Guys, what's the odds of me turning the light on right now? The Sasquatch standing right in front of us.
Alright, turn it on.
What's your bets?
0.
Close one, though.
You owe me a soda.
Okay, I guess. What happened here?
There's a tree blocking the road.
Told you there's debris out here. It wasn't just me, man. Looked a lot messier than the last time we were up here earlier. Before we got out of town.
So, our plan, because we were determining whether we should come back and camp tonight or not because of the weather. So we ended up buying some tarps and we're going to rig up something. But there's a tree blocking our way up to the place where we're going to be at, which is a bummer. I mean, it's still we can move it. It's not like we can't get through, but it's crazy because that just happened. We were up here with maybe a few hours ago.
It was not there.
Maybe it's a Squatch telling us to stay out.
There was a sighting here, no joke. This is a sighting about 20 years ago, you know.
Not too far from here, yeah.
Literally, we're closer to it now than we were earlier. All right, should we do it?
Let's do it.
We can still smell deodorant coming out the car. Thanks, Stacy Brown, for that one.
Once we get this set up, we'll be able to put it on my car, yeah.
Back at it, huh?
Yep. We have a better situation, like you were saying, better tarp set up.
A little bit better tarp situation. Still pretty drippy, but this recovered. We're gonna use this to cover the car tonight.
Yeah, we've at each other's throats, man. This leg of the trip, that you know, this has probably been the hardest part of the whole trip, man.
Yep.
Really testing us.
It all came crashing down.
Easy.
I'll just do a whoop or something. I don't know.
Make it loud.
Whoop! Pitch black, man. This is crazy. It is so dark right now. Holy crap.
Camera's getting soaked.
Yeah, I bet. There's no way you could see anything right now. It's so packed, I guess.
Well, how do you feel about this, Alex?
This is just, it's downpour right now. This camera is drenched, I bet. I mean, this is crazy. It is so pitch black when we have lights off. It's crazy how dark it is.
Yeah.
I mean, just people can't appreciate how insane, like the lens is just covered in water right now. My pants are soaked.
I say we get back and whatever comes to camp just comes to camp and messes with us in our
I
car.
guess so, but man, this is like torrential downpour.
Okay, let's just make a run for it. This is
Holy
too freaking
crap.
wet.
Whew. That was like, that's probably the most water we've seen so far.
Yeah, this,
I don't know how to get in this car without getting all wet. Rain has finally cleared up. Been absolutely brutal. Last night was torrential too. We tried to do a little night walk. Now it's cold and foggy. Clouds are rolling in and out. I don't know. Not much we can really do. We're leaving today, so I guess we'll just kind of go around and check some places out, but it's gonna be hard to see anything with all the rain that we've gotten, so might be a bust so far.
Being out in the field often comes with difficulties. From choosing a proper investigation site to inclement weather, the search for Sasquatch is beset with technical hardships. Trying to locate and study any wild animal, much less one as elusive as Sasquatch, is often dependent on good weather, proper gear, and a streak of luck. The mountains of Georgia proved to be difficult terrain with its torrential downpours and an extreme contrast to the flatlands of Florida, which begged the question of, how adaptable are these creatures? A return to Georgia may be necessary in the future, but for now the search takes us elsewhere.